Hello, welcome to Natasha Makes. It's Friday. Ooh, what does Friday mean, Gemma in the corner?
Friday means it's the end of the month.
Woo! It's another month.
I know. It's
Where did it go?
August on Tuesday.
Nuts.
What's going on?
Nuts. Anyway, welcome. This is our Pay It Forward show, designed for you, by you, sort of, because you started doing really nice things in our shows and sort of going, well, I'm going to buy that and make it for charity. And then another one went, oh, well, add a bit of that into their basket and we'll add that for charity. So we thought, look, if you guys are doing stuff for charity, we will do something nice. We heavily subsidise.
Tash,
what?
You can't say charity. It's got to be charity.
Charity.
And then you can't say nice like that. It's got to be nice.
So that's what we decided to do, something nice. So that basically it's just a feel-good factor. We heavily subsidise what we sell to you on a Friday as our PIF projects, our Pay It Forward, so that you can do something nice for other people. Be that you gift it, be that you spend the time to make it with grandchildren so that they're learning to sew. We've done pet beds for charities. We've done
post-surgery pillows.
Yeah, post-surgery pillows for mastectomies. We've done catheter bags. We've done incubator blankets. We've done all sorts of things. We're now on PIF number 24, which means we've been doing this 2 years.
Little over 2
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're 12 months
That
in a
Sororge,
year.
that little bingy bing you just heard. Apologies, everyone. I hadn't turned the sound off. That's their Sororge going, team, have we got the Pay It Forward recorded? We're doing it right now.
We're doing it now. Right now, Estee. Right now. So we are making this little chap here. Little sheepy chap. He's got a needle in his eye to show you the very last bit. And Gemma, so I'm not going to take him off the shelf now because he kind of is the last step. But he wouldn't let me. Oh, she's taking a photo just to prove now that we are doing it.
You've got to prove to your teacher you're doing your homework.
There you go. Hi, SJ. We're recording now. She's got to do the nursery run for her sister. Oh, it's all going on.
Gosh, I look awful in that photo, but that'll make her laugh anyway. And that's what it's all about, is
Yay!
we don't all feel good on PIF. That's what PIF's about.
So, this week, this month, is the sheep.
Hooray, the sheepy treats.
Sheep, do you know what? I'm a bit sheeped out now. I thought it'd be a really easy project because I'd seen him in other books and gone, oh, he's really nice. I want to do my own take. No, never doing that again.
No.
I'm never doing that again. Ever.
We must be very clear on this. He's not tricky to make. It was the design process that's done.
No, it's the number of, and I'm going to, honestly, I've shaved bits off this sheep.
You sheared the sheep?
I've sheared the sheep. I've added bits on. I've gone, oh, his thigh looks a little too plump, or a little too this, or a little too that. And then, just as I was about to finish, Gemma went, well, where's his tail? I was like, oh, I've forgotten his tail. To add his tail on, all sorts of stuff. I've tried making him out with his little muzzle out of cork. That was quite an interesting look.
Yeah.
But then it made his paws, his little feet really hard to do. So all sorts of goodies and bits and bobs. Now, today is Friday, so that means that you will have had your Friday deals come through.
You will.
Let me just highlight this. Next month's Pay It Forward, we're going to do a back to school pencil case. It's going to be very, very beautiful with our beautiful zips. But if you want to get ahead on the zip front, I've gone a little bit zip crazy.
You love a zip, you lot.
I do.
You like
me? No.
No, that they a lot at home, and yet a lot of them were scared of zip.
I know.
We've
I
kind
blame
of
myself.
broken that now.
We've broken you now.
We have.
Fine.
Well, we fixed you, I suppose, is the best thing to say.
Okay.
You've fixed the fear of zips, Tash.
Right, let me show you these.
I can drive if you want.
Very, very quickly. Because this sheep does not take a couple of minutes.
No, it does not.
How about these? Since
Beautiful.
when were these? Since when were Natasha Makes coloured zip tags? Zipples a thing.
Metallic turquoise.
I know. And then look at that great big heart one there.
That's not messing about, is it?
No, I know. Look at that.
You want that on your coat. You know, when you've had a few bevies, if you can't find your zip, you're not going to miss that one, are you?
Nope.
There it is.
Nope.
There it is.
There it is indeed. We have got that variation. So a metre of your zip tape. We've got it with the blue as well.
Woo.
Sky blue. So, but this one is all sealed up. You've got a rainbow zip. You've got one of the blue ones and that big heart one.
Right.
In fact, you've got the same variation as is in this packet, it's just that one's sealed. So there's your heart.
Wait.
All size 5. There's your blue. There's your rainbow. There's your zip pull tape.
Nice.
Rainbow, look at that rainbow. Nice.
Zip tape with lovely metallic-y rainbow teeth.
I mean, you can stock up on your teeth.
On your tape and your teeth.
We've also got the, you know, we had the Singer ones, little sewing machine ones. You know how we had those in single form?
Yes.
We now have in triple form.
Yep.
Right. We now have them individually as well.
We had the rainbow individuals ages and ages and ages ago, and they disappeared in like milliseconds.
I think we've got a couple in stock.
I think we've got one.
Now, how about this? I've not seen zip like this before.
What is this?
Look at that.
Well, that's a bit wowy, isn't it?
I know. So you've got a shiny gunmetal, a matte black one, and then the black one that says handmade on it. So you've got those three to go with that.
I like
We've
that
never had
stripe
zip like this. I know.
Natasha, I'm going to a steampunk event.
Oh, well, that
at
would have
the
been
beginning
perfect.
Yeah, I know. At the beginning of September, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I need to make that.
And then this one is bright rainbow. This one. And you've got the shiny black one. You've got the star one. You've got a rainbow one. But look, you've got the bright rainbow on that one.
Stunning.
Isn't it fun?
Gorgeous.
We're limited on stock of these. When they're gone, they're gone.
Beautiful.
Just because, you know. And then this is your last one with the white tape. Look at that. So each of these tapes is ever so slightly different, but again, you've got 2 rainbow ones here. Because there's no point in putting a turquoise one there because there wasn't any turquoise, but you've also got that rainbow heart.
Pretty.
Meter of your zipper tape. Away you go.
You can do quite a bit with a meter.
You can do quite a bit with a meter. Well, especially if, you know, you're only using sort of 10, 12 inches at a time.
Yeah. Or less.
There we go.
Some projects you
even
like,
less.
you know, 8 inch, don't they?
There we go. So, they are just some of your Friday deals. Take a look. Now, without further ado, yes, do check it out. And did you get your Half Moose Heavens this week as well? This stuff gets everywhere. So, here's how we start. You are going to have a big fat quarter. Fluffy side is the right side. Slightly less fluffy side is the wrong side. Okay.
Tash, if someone did get it the wrong way round.
No, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter,
You're
no. Just be consistent.
Exactly.
That's all I'm going to say. Just be consistent. Now, you will have a full fat quarter. Look, I have made 1 sheep already. This is a fresh fat quarter of your bamboo, but this is what I've got left of everything else.
So you can have plenty left over.
You could do 2. If you topped up on your bamboo, or you're really careful about how you did your bamboo, then you might have more. Because look, they're not big bits. The biggest bit is the body bit. You want template plastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Is your best bet with this.
It's a good old top up, that one.
Now, we are going to put these right sides together, and we're going to stitch down one side, because what you will notice is the feet are, let me just show you. Oh, no. They're sort of part sheep, part trotter. Only they're not trotters, are they? Sounds like we're doing Del Boy.
Hooves? Are they hooves?
They're cloven hooved.
They are, aren't they?
They are cloven hooved. Yeah. If you want to use your walking foot, feel free. And stitch 1/4 inch down.
Sheep's trotters. It says here, sheep's trotters, also referred to as lamb's trotters, are the feet of sheep.
Are the what?
Are the feet of sheep?
Are the feet of sheep.
Yeah. I was
The
talking
feet
about,
of sheep.
parboiling and
Oh no. No. Well, you see, They are very similar to alpaca feet and camel feet. And the reason I know this is I've trimmed a lot of sheep feet.
And hooves.
And hooves and all sorts. I'm just going to press that seam open, okay?
Yeah. So cattle, sheep, goats and pigs are cloven-footed animals, meaning that the hoof consists of 2 digits instead of one solid entity like that of a horse.
Didn't I say that it was cloven?
Yes, you
I did. Yeah, it's good. I do know my feet. This is good. So we have pressed that seam open. And. Now,
apparently the 2 digits are equivalent to our 3rd and 4th finger. What a random little...
Right.
I do like a little fact.
I know, but I'm trying to make this, Gemma. I'm trying to make this. Now, we're going to go right sides together, okay, and we're going to match that seam. So you might just want to pin these in place. Okay. Just make sure that you're sort of matching them down there.
I've got a website up with the anatomy of sheep's feet now. Just ignore me, I'll be in the corner educating myself. Apparently understanding what a healthy foot looks like is the first step to keeping lameness levels low. Crikey, that was a tricky one.
I mean, yeah. Yes. So, you are going to, this little dotty line there is where you're going to put it on that seam, okay? And around you go. Now for the arm, it's the same again, leaving enough gap for a seam allowance, okay. Now obviously if you haven't already chopped into your fabric, you would have enough to probably do all of these in one go, but if not, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch around there, leaving these straight bits shut, okay. But before we do that, Gemma, to make life super easy for ourselves, and please move the rest of the body parts out of the way. That is not a strong look, is just trim the excess back. Please bear in mind when you are choosing what to mark with that it will show through there. While I'm here, I'm just going to make the tail. So again, right sides together. Oh, Gemma, this is tricky to know sometimes which is the right side. Where is my tail? There is my tail. And again, drawing round. And I'm going to stitch on that line. I'm going to stitch on these lines, leaving those straight edges open. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, says Gemma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're still reading about cloven hooves, aren't you, Gemma?
I am. I feel the advice I've gained will reduce the spread of bacteria on my farm.
Excellent. This is very good news. And then you're going to trim around, turn that tail through. You don't have to stuff the tail, but if you want to put a little bit in, feel free. So let's now sew around these. That one, and then sew around on this one. And you want to do the old little back and forwardy bit on there as well. And just gently as you go around those corners. If you have pinking shears, Gemma, I've lost my pinking shears again.
I don't know what it is with pinking shears.
I don't know what it is with pinking shears, but I really wanted them for this project. And could I find them? No! But if you want that nice evenness, you want a pink. You can now take your pins out. And we are going to snip around those edges. So far we've got it's round this curvy bit here that I would pink. Now, if you haven't got pinking shears, you can snip into it and make that seam quite close. So this is the leg, that's the arm that we've just done there. Turn through. Put a little bit of stuffing in there in a minute. Now I just need to do one more leg, arm very quickly, and we are in business. Although actually, to be honest, you do the arm in exactly the same way, and we're not going to have time to sew them all on today anyway, so we'll just leave it at that. But I might have an extra leg because I do need all the legs. There we go.
Perhaps keep a note of which are your arms, which are your legs.
Yeah. Don't want to get that
That's
wrong.
pretty much all you need to worry about. Because your ears are different to your tail, so that's okay.
Yeah, this is not a difficult project, and you really can use up all your scraps on this as well. Okay, so where you have got, that's my right side, your little eary bits here, I would on the back of your fabric here draw on your ears. Now, if you want to, and you want to you know, have a specific bit of the pattern of the fabric, then do so. And again, leaving enough of a seam allowance there. You can sort of rough cut that bit out if you want. But either way, we're going to place that right sides together there with our fabric. And once again, we're going to sew around on that line, leaving the straight edge free. Gemma, just do that as standard. Leave that straight edge free. That's going to be your turning through. And they're the ears. So let's now do those ears.
Fabulous.
So we're going to get all these body parts done.
Actually, if you cut all these out before sewing, you're going to have movement and twiddly things that you're trying to keep hold of, and it's not going to go as well for you, is it?
No, that's why we do it like this. It's just so that, because they're not big body parts, and so it just is a lot easier to keep everything together.
Well, and also, if you've just got your little seam allowance, especially if you've only got a small seam allowance, you know, you're not going to chew up any edges or anything, are you, with it like this? No big
It
pieces to work
just
on.
makes it so much easier.
Yeah,
So
and then cut it
again,
out afterwards.
we are then going to snip around.
Keep eyeing up your beautiful knobs in the background.
Oh, we had fun with knobs, didn't we?
Really had fun with knobs. On Tuesday, if anyone missed it, we had all the knobs in all the sizes, colours, shapes, didn't we?
We
Wasn't
did.
just round ones. We
No.
had some pineapple shaped ones and all sorts of things.
We did have some really beautiful shaped ones actually.
Yeah.
Right.
And
get rid of all of
doing
that.
some fabric upcycling. Upcycling with fabric.
So that's our tail. Now you can turn these through. These are your ears. You don't have to stuff the ears in any way, shape or form.
No, because your bamboo sort of gives it a little bit of
Enough
oomph,
zhuzh.
doesn't it?
Enough zhuzh. If you want to leave a wider seam allowance, then you can, just to give it a little bit of floof around there. But really and truly,
Nice.
you don't need to. So they are your ears. If you need to put those bits with it so that you know what's what, then
You're
do.
cracking on, Tash.
I
These
am
bits.
cracking it. Yeah, but there's a bit of hand stitching. Syl's not going to be happy. Now,
No. Sylv, this is, pass the hand stitching bit to someone
Yeah.
else. Have a gin.
right. I do not overstuff those legs.
No.
That one feels a little bit too floofy to me. I'm going to take a little bit out. Because if you want him to sit down, you don't want really chunky thighs.
No.
That shank.
You can send him flying backwards, can't it? if he's
It
got
can,
too much
but
chunk
although
in the
saying
thigh.
that, he does have his tail to sort of tripod and balance him out a bit.
Yes.
But even so.
And I quite fancy giving him a weighted bottom. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I'd be
you
tempted
wanted to do
pop
that, didn't you?
A bag of chickpeas or something in his bottom.
But how
could
much
put
you
quite a
chunk him out
Yeah,
is
you
up
could
to
put
you.
quite a good old weight in him, and then he could be a doorstop.
Oh,
He'd be a lovely doorstop.
he would be a lovely doorstop.
About to do a whole range of them, Natasha.
No.
Different animals.
No.
Oh.
No. You're all right.
I know. I come up with all the good ideas.
Yeah. So that I don't have to.
Yeah.
There we go. And again, just not filling too closely towards the top of the arm, because we're going to be turning those over and sewing those on. I've got a little cheat for you, for anyone that feels a bit daunted with that. But let's get that body made.
Yes.
To start off with. Now,
Yeah.
we're going to cut 2 3-inch squares there or thereabouts, Gemma. Ba, 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 ba. And all will be cut. Now, coming up is probably the hardest bit, because I wanted a fat-tummied sheep. So here he is. Okay. And I played about with the shape of his nose and whatnot. But the thing is, right, so you're going to fold your fabrics right sides together, like so. Now what I suggest you do at this point is just roughly draw around him, okay? Now at this point you want to draw 2 lines, there and there. Get your ruler out. And whilst I'm going to pin the body just for a minute, we are going to rough cut a very big seam so that you've got wiggle room here, okay? This bit we're going to cut exactly, just that bit. And then off you go around, rough cutting again, okay?
Fabulous.
So what you're going to do, and again, mark this the same on the other side. What we're going to do is now open this up, okay? And on those parts, we are going to place our fabric right sides together, just on those bits, okay, and on the same spot there, and you'll soon see, like when you've got him back in position, yep, you've got those bits in the right place, and pin that in place there. This was the hardest bit to write, I think. And you're going to stitch 1/4 of an inch down there, 1/4 inch down there, and then that opens out. Does that make sense?
Okie dokie. Natasha, today's made is not intended as a toy.
Nope.
There's quite strict regulations around toys, isn't there?
Yeah, they are.
But this one is supposed to be a nice decorative treat that can sit on a shelf, make someone feel happy, and just, you know, be a nice,
especially if you like a sheep.
nice surprise for someone. Nice gesture.
So now, what we have is this. And you're going to flick that back and that back and just press. So you've basically just extended your fabric.
Lovely.
Okay. And then because we've rough cut both sides, we can then just marry it all back up again. Okay.
Yep.
Are we all right so far?
Yeah. I
Good.
think it will make sense.
Good. And then, as you did before, we're going to stitch all the way around, but we are going to leave a turning through gap there.
Okie doke.
And we're going to leave this open as well.
Okay.
Okay, which feels a bit weird, but bear with me.
No, we trust.
Oh no! In sheep we trust. You know what we haven't done?
What haven't you done?
We haven't gone and actually drawn
yes,
back on
the muzzle.
the muzzle.
Which is the point of what you just did a moment ago. There it is.
So, yeah, put your template back on and draw your muzzle. So we got as far as here. So hang on, something's missing.
I mean, it's more than his muzzle, really, isn't it, as well? Because you keep his eyes on it. It's his face.
It's his face, yeah.
His face.
I do love sheep.
Yeah.
I always had sheep. I grew up on a sheep farm. My best friend, her dad was the biggest sheep farmer in Sussex.
Amazing.
So from the age of 7 onwards, I was out lambing. They used to love us, the farmers, because we had little hands.
Ooh,
So we could get right
yes,
up
of
in there
course.
and help any breech births and everything. When I look back now, I'm like, would I trust a 7-year-old to turn a lamb? No, absolutely not. But we were trusted
A
with it.
modern day 7-year-old, the majority wouldn't go popping their hand there either, though.
No, you absolutely wouldn't. But do you know what? We were perfectly capable, and we did it all. We did.
Love that.
I had quite a good bleat as well. And now
Yeah.
we're going to stitch, now we're going to cut out.
I mean, I want to say prove it, Tash.
I know you do.
But I won't.
I could do a distressed young lamb
Oh,
very well.
amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Not everyone has that.
It's a specialist skill, Tash.
Yeah. And again, when you're coming around his snout, muzzle, nose, face, whatever you want to call it, you might want to use your pinking shears. That does give the best effect. And I would have done too.
If she knew where they were.
Exactly that.
Cornwall is probably the answer to that.
Yeah, probably. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely. There we go. Okay, now. What we're going to do is then open his body, and we are going to align the front and back seam. We are going to get his little fat legs, and we are going to poke them in. Now, because you've got that centre seam, you've kind of got an idea of where they need to sit.
Yeah.
One side, one the other.
Great.
So, line them up. She says make it look far harder than it is. I'm going to pop a pin.
There's something about being on screen, though, isn't there, while you're doing it? That it just won't sit right.
You
There
want
we go.
all the 4 edges up at the top.
You do.
That's the thing. There we go. That's one leg in,
Lovely.
and then pop the other leg. Toe first. Dip the toe in first.
Perfect.
There you go. And then you're just going to stitch straight across there. That's it. It's as easy as that. Now, if you don't want it to be quite, you can just temper round and smooth out those. Give her a little bit of a curve. Where are we? Around there if you wish. And then we're going to pull the legs out. Oof. It's like birthing all over again.
Do you want an overhead shot? Or are we happy with close up at the moment?
No, we can go overhead.
Yeah, we'll do.
Comes little face. Mabel's got her eye on, beady little eye on these.
She has. Not for
She
you,
really
mate.
has. Not for you, Mabel.
Not a toy, darling.
No. And there we have. So you can go back in and do a little bit more curve around there, if you wish. But that is your main body bits done, and then you stuff her.
Ah, excellent.
Here's my stuffing. You've got enough stuffing for two. Mabel, why are you sitting? Honestly, you could see Mabel. She's just come in and gone, oh, I'm just going to sit on this brown paper bag that's on the floor.
There's a brown paper envelope that I've dropped on the floor, ready to go in the
Clearly.
recycling, and she has just circled round and round and round and round. I bet it's nice and cool though.
Yeah, probably.
Not even hot in here today, but she spotted it and gone, oh, that looks like a nice cool spot.
She's been a bit of a madam today.
She has.
Bless her. Just you wait, Mabel. You'll be back in Cornwall from lots of lovely walks.
You will be causing carnage down there.
Yep.
Chasing things.
Do you know what? I'm just known
we
as
haven't seen
Mabel's mum
before. Mabel's mum?
to most
Wow.
of Cornwall. Yeah, Mabel's mum. I don't think anybody actually knows my name down there.
No.
It's all right.
Or if it's the school, Freddie and Emily's mum.
Yeah, Freddie's Emery's mum, Mabel's mum.
Mabel's mum.
Anyone's mum, really.
That lady on the paddleboard, probably to passers-by who see you.
Do you know what I've started up, Gemma?
What's that?
Don't know if I told you.
Go on.
I've started up a paddleboard and kayak hire.
Ah, because you've got nothing else to do.
Well, at the shop, look after it when I'm not there.
Yeah.
Well, just because I was enjoying it so much, thought other people might want to. So if you come down to Cornwall, have a little look at Southwest Adventures. That's us. Come and have a little paddle.
Ah,
Just hire a board and off you go.
nice. Well, the thing is, if you're not sure if you're going to like it, or if you don't have water near where you live, then you don't necessarily want your own board and all your gear, do you? You want to give it a go.
But you can then buy your
Nice.
paddleboard if you do like it. I've got them at a very good price.
Ah, got a man in the know, one would assume.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. See, she's good like this. She sniffs out a deal.
Oh, yeah. Right, now then, this is where we want to add in our tail. So your tail then, that gap that you left is going to go in there.
Perfect.
Like so.
That's their tail that I insisted on.
That there, little tail.
It needed a tail, I'm afraid.
I'm just going to pop that in with a pin because otherwise we're going to spend all our time hand sewing. But you just stitch through all of that and shut that gap there. There we are. Okay. Now, let's look at these ears, shall we?
These ears.
Ears. And we're going to fold over that seam allowance both sides. Now if you want to pop a pin in it you can, but what I'm going to suggest you do is just one end just secure in place, and then on that seam do a little running stitch, not lots and lots, like big long running stitch.
Yeah.
That sort of shuts that down.
Nice.
But what it also does when you pull it in is gives that ear a little bit of a shape.
It gathers it up a bit.
Gathers the ear.
Nice.
There we go. So then we're going to put the ear, and it's up to you where you want to put the ear. Put the ear on that side, shall we?
The ear goes the ear.
Ear. And then you're just going to stitch that in place, and you're going to do exactly the same with the other ear.
Fabulous. Oh, he's really charming, Tash. He's really charming.
Charming sheep.
Yeah.
And you'll secure him off.
It's really nice at Easter as well, you know. In spring.
I mean, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves for Easter.
Oh, yes.
Now, these ear arms. I said I've got a cheat for you. You can fold under the seam allowance, right? And you can, I go up to his neck, and you can stitch those in place all the way around. Or, if you're going to struggle, fold the seam allowance under and stitch it shut.
Right. Makes sense. On the machine even.
On the machine.
Yeah.
And then you'll stitch it on like that. So I'm going to show you that little cheat.
Good plan.
Just because it's not for everyone.
Patting noise is a wagging tail.
Yeah, I know.
Hold it now. I've got your tail, lady.
And the reason that this is you're able to do that is because of using the bamboo. It's very forgiving. It's really forgiving. So if this is your first time making a toy, and then look, you see that's going to sit in just under the neck, and then you can just stitch it in place behind. Although I'm going to need some more thread. You can pop a little bit more on his belly, or, you know, it's up to you. So here we go. And just pop it there, right under the neck. And then you can then just stitch that down in place with a thread that's going to blend in. I've got one that you can see, but if that's going to help you, and if you don't, otherwise you can really stuff the arm and just sew all the way round. So I'm just giving you a little option there. And this just works because of the bamboo that we're using. Because I know that not everyone is comfortable with toy making.
No. And we always try and find a simple way to do these things, don't we?
I'm a simple person.
A little foray into it in a safe way.
And you see from the front,
Aww.
that's absolutely fine.
There he is.
Now, if you get, now this one, is this my air eraser? Air eraser, yeah. So for the face, so you do the ear and everything exactly the same. You can decide how you want his eyes to be. Maybe you want his eyes up here. I tend to do like the nose, a bit like that, because that is how they have their noses. And if you want to then do a bit like that, if you want to do a smile on his little face, or however you want him to be. And you can either go in with a you can go in with a fabric marker or a sharp or whatever, or you can just go in with your stranded cotton. Now again, this is not going to be a toy. With toys, you mustn't use anything, the stringent bit of toy making is not to use anything smaller than a 2p piece if it's going to a child.
Yeah.
That's where the real big bit comes in. But it just means you don't have to be so worried about your stitching. No. And you'd then do a little satin stitch on the eyes. If you want to do something down the face, then you can. But that is...
He's so cute. Tash, because he's a decorative item, you could put beads on in place of the
You
stitch
could.
for the eye, couldn't you?
Have we got some in stock? We
I'm gonna
have,
tag
haven't
everything
we?
into today's show.
Forgotten about those.
There are some clever types. We know who you are.
Yes.
Some of you haven't shared with us, but you must share if you're clever because we like to see. But some of you might want to make him a little waistcoat or something. In which case, I've got little teeny tiny buttons that you could sew onto a little waistcoat. So I will pop
that
all
would
of
be
these
fabulous.
things in today's collection because it is so much fun. So much fun.
We love a good sheep.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Do you know what, Gemma? He took so much longer to make and do the pattern for and put
Design,
together
yeah.
and design and go, how the heck do we do the nose bit? Because his belly protrudes and you can't do him like you do the feet. Honestly,
No, it was
all
a
of
bit
that.
a faff about and a make, a remake, a rehash, a design, go back to the drawing board situation, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's been worth it.
But here he is. you see.
Lovely.
And so just enjoy, make, share, do whatever you need to. It's all good. And yeah, that's your sheep.
That's this
Pretty
week's Pay It Forward.
much made. Just going to stitch his ear on.
Now, some of you bought this when we launched it last month, and those should be landing on your doormats imminently if you haven't already had them. The pencil case, Natasha,
Yes.
we are launching today. You'll
Yes.
demonstrate that next Pay It Forward, which is the 25th of August for anyone who
Do you know
is
what? Yeah, it's
unsure.
one of those things that actually they make great teachers' gifts as well.
They do.
There you go. Look
They
at his
do.
little ears.
Oh,
He's quite sweet, isn't he?
he's really sweet. But I feel his face makes him when you get all the detail.
That's
on
where
him.
you get, that's where you get the detail on. But he's going to sit up, and that little tail, can be there. If you want to make it a little bit longer so that you can stuff a bit more in, I've understuffed somewhat there, but that's up to you really.
But it's down to preference,
Yes,
isn't
there you
it?
go.
And like we say, you could put something heavy in his bottom. You can have a weighted bottom. I've got a weighted bottom, Natasha. You see me fall over when I sit down. But yes,
Only after a gin.
decent weight in the bottom. Then he could be in like a big paperweight or a doorstop or whatever. He'd be
You
fabulous.
can do
would
him
he not?
however you wish. However you wish. And what I would say is if you wish to make him again, just keep all of these little bits because there are lots of little bits. I've got a tail, I've got ears. Yeah, you can see where I've redesigned and cut up and stuck back together and gone, I don't like that bit, I'm going to do it this bit. Yeah, he has been a little labour of love.
Natasha's
but-
done all that for you, so you don't have to.
There you go.
Which I'd say, yeah.
Oh, thanks. So that's our sheep for you for today. Our
Yes.
Pay It Forward shows are never very long ones. They're just little snippets because I know you're busy on a Friday. Look at me tidying.
I know.
And if you missed any shows in the week, then we did these. These are nice and dry now.
Monday, is
yep.
up behind your head.
Monday we did our little.
Hanging storage basket.
We've done all the stuff.
Yes.
All
and
the
that
stuff.
lovely runner in the background was Jane's make
The week before.
last week.
Yes. So guys, have a nice Friday. Check out your Friday newsletters because that's where you're going to find all the gubbins in there,
Yeah.
all the stuff. And we will see you on Monday. I'm going to be back on Monday doing all sorts of goodies.
You will.
Yes.
We've got a big old week next week.
We
We've got
we
you, we've got
have.
Jane, and we've got the fabulous Lisa Chandler.
We have.
And
Yeah.
Festival of Quilts next weekend.
Oh my goodness.
So if any
It's
of you
very
are going to be there,
exciting.
keep an eye out for us, and please do.
What
come
day are you
say
going, Jem?
hello. Don't know yet. We need to work it out between us, don't we? But yes, that there John Cole Morgan will be around, I'm sure. He loves a bit of festival. He's
Do you know what?
all over the shop.
I've lied. I'm not going to be back Monday. I'm going to be back Tuesday.
Tuesday, Jane on Monday.
Jane
I
Monday.
did wonder. I'm sat here thinking, hang on a minute.
No. I'm going to be back Tuesday.
Yes,
Yeah.
Monday Jane's got a really fabulous make for you all.
Yes.
Really, really has.
Yes.
So that's exciting. And then yes, Natasha on Tuesday, and then Natasha and Lisa on Wednesday. Does it get any better? No, it does get better because not only is it Natasha and Lisa, but Natasha and Lisa and new
Brand
hopefully,
new Lisa Chandler fabric.
fabric.
If it touches down in time, fingers
It does.
crossed.
It's
Touch
flying
wood.
here.
It is flying here.
It's more well travelled than I am.
I know.
Gorgeous. Look. So cute.
Needs another arm.
I feel you need to do a power text sheep as well now.
Oh yeah. Meh. Right. Let's go. Leave you good people in peace.
Have a
Grab
lovely
yourselves a
weekend.
pay it forward. Have a lovely rest of the day. Yeah.
And a lovely weekend, because it
Yes.
is
Friday. Keep
weekend.
forgetting it's Friday. Enjoy.
Friday.
Lots of love.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.